Okay, so the little American lady has just said this meeting is being recorded. So I'm recording. I'm going to make our supper, and as always nowadays, I can't make anything unless I record it. I'm going to be worried about my addiction to videoing myself. I'm going to make a chicken curry tonight. I know we've done a satay, but I thought we'd do a curry because it uses some of the same ingredients which you may have left over lurking in the fridge and thinking, what am I going to do with this? So I'm hoping that this will help. And it's a fairly basic, fairly easy, quick chicken curry. The recipe I found used lots of things and you ground them and put them in a processor and whiz them up, but we're not going to do any of that because we've got our red Thai paste, which we had for our satay. So I thought, what a better way to use it up than to make a curry. That's what we're going to do. So over to my other camera. I've got 2 chicken breasts. I'm making this for 2 of us, and these chicken breasts this time are far more chicken size than the ostrich ones I had the last time I did a chicken menu for you. So I'm actually going to do 2, which is what it suggests for 2 people. And I don't know if I will eat it all, but then if we don't, I can freeze the rest and have supper another night without doing any cooking, which is always my idea of heaven. Much as I like cooking, there are days when I just wish they would invent a new animal and let me off cooking. However, I did go out for supper last night, and we are going out for supper tomorrow night, so I shouldn't really complain, I guess. But there we are, I'm complaining. Being a bit of a moaner. The trouble is, I'm very tired. I've had a busy old day and busy old afternoon in the library, busy morning playing the ukulele, so I'm just a bit of a tired bunny today. So you chop your chicken into chunks like this, and you prepare also your the sauce that's going in there. Now, as I say, there is quite a complicated way of doing it, which we're not going to do because we're lazy. And I think this is just a good way of using up this curry paste and saving ourselves some work at the same time. So really, it's a win-win situation. Oh, there's a bit of something on this. So there's my chicken in chunks, in frozen, so it's a bit wet. Right, so there's my chicken all in chunks. Now, what you're supposed to do, which I'm not doing, is get all these ingredients, and I'm going to use our red Thai curry paste, but I am going to add to it some coriander, which is what the recipe says, which is what this lacks. So I'm just going to wipe the chicken bits off my hands, and you need some stalks and some of the leaves of coriander into your curry paste. So it says a small bunch. It's quite hard to know how much is a small bunch. So I'm going to do a bit. So you need to chop them. You can do it in a processor if you have one. It's the stalks, all the stalks and some of the leaves. So I'm going to take all the stalks off. Take the leaves off the stalks, I should say. And take the leaves off the stalks, chop the stalks finely, and then add some of the leaves. But it does say a small bunch. Really no idea. I'm just going to do an amount. And you can, I mean, it all depends if you like coriander, because some people I know really don't like it. My goddaughter can't bear coriander. I don't think it's such a strong flavour as not to like, but each to his own. There's a lot I don't like. Well, actually not a lot, but there are things I don't like. So, in fact, I've always said I don't like fennel. We went out for supper a couple of weeks ago, and she had cooked fennel. I think it was absolute. I didn't like to be rude and say, "Oh, I don't like fennel," because it seems a bit pathetic at my age. So I ate it, you know, dreading it, and it was absolutely delicious. So there we are. I do like fennel after all. So I'm going to cut those up. You could do this with scissors, of course, into little pieces. And then I'm going to use a gadget, and I can hear you groaning from here, actually. In fact, there's a plaque in Dot and Daisy in the village, which I might buy, which says, "Did I roll my eyes out loud?" And I might even buy it for Jill and Julie, because I'm sure they're rolling their eyes out loud, even as I speak. And I've got one of these, which is for cutting up herbs. And it's a very easy way of cutting up herbs. So I'm going to chop up my coriander leaves with this, which actually was given to me by my aged aunt when she was moving house. And she thought, "I never use this, my dear. Would you like it?" And I said, "Oh, I'd love it. Always wanted one of those." And never indulged myself. And so there she indulged me instead. And it is very quick and easy, I have to say. It is very quick and easy. There's all my coriander all cut up. It wasn't that easy, so actually I think it could probably do with sharpening, but then I'd probably take the finger off. There's my stalks and there's my leaves, and all of those are going into the red curry sauce. The first thing we're going to do is heat some oil and just fry the chicken until it's browned. Just for a couple of minutes, we just want to brown it. So I'm going to turn it off for a moment. Now I've rushed to get another camera so that you can see on my wonderful new hob. I'm very excited. This is the chicken, and I'm going to do the rest of the cooking over there. So I thought it was better to show you what I was doing over there rather than keep you focused on a worktop where nothing was going on. So, using my microphone, which all singing and dancing here, the technology is astonishing. I've got a microphone, I've got two cameras. There's no stopping me really. Right. I've got a microphone because I thought the sound is so poor on the last couple that I did. And I thought a microphone might help. I was wearing my microphone on my head, around my neck, but it didn't seem to work very well, so we've gone for this one. So once you've got your chicken browned, nearly brown, you're going to add to it your paste. And you're going to put a tablespoon of paste in. Can't get a tablespoon in here, so I've got 3 teaspoons full. Which makes many a nickel, that's the knuckle. That makes 15 mil, which is a tablespoon. Got the red pie paste in there. Spread out the line. And I'm also going to put the coriander in, because if we'd made the paste ourselves, the coriander would have been in it. So coriander is going in as well. My leaves and stalks, the coriander. And you cook that for another minute. Before adding the rest of the ingredients. So into that, we're going to add 2.5 tablespoons of peanut butter. And again, some of you may have bought peanut butter specially for me because I said we needed it. And if you did and you don't like it, it's a bit of a pain. So I thought this would be a good idea to use it up. I've got a tiny bit of nutty peanut butter, crunchy peanut butter in this jar. And then I've got a brand new jar of smooth peanut butter. So I like both. And I don't eat it very often, but I do like it, I have to say. I didn't used to. I'm growing into it. So now I'm cooking with it quite a lot. So that's my half. So I'm putting 2 tablespoons of smooth peanut butter in. As you can see, one, 2 tablespoons of smooth peanut butter. And with that, we're also going to add some chicken stock. Now it's 1/4 of pint of chicken, so it's not very much at all. Chicken stock. So what you need to do is either save some when you're making some for another thing, when you're using it for whatever else you might make a casserole or something, or you could use a stock cube, I'm guessing. I don't use stock cubes. I don't have any. Or if you use the bouillon powder, you can make it into a pint very easily. I don't use those, unfortunately. I use those nice little tubs, which I think are Knorr. And so I'm just going to use a little bit of one of those and add some water to it to make a quarter of a pint. And we also need to add 100 grams of Greek yogurt, zero fat Greek yogurt, of course. This is 170 grams, so I'm not going to use all of it. I'm not going to use any of it because I can't get it open. It's quite a while. Oh, there we go. So 100 grams out of 170, which is probably 2/3 of a pot of this. So about that much. Could weigh the rest, couldn't I? So that's that. And I've just got my chicken stock to put in, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to shoot and do that now. A little bit more. But I'm going to get my chicken stock. Stir that in. These are the things I use, these little chicken stock pots. And you dissolve one of these in a pint of water, which I'm going to do. I'm not going to do it, I'm going to take a bit of it out. I'm going to take a bit of it out and put a bit of water in my pan. And then I can keep this because I shall use it over the weekend when I make something else. So I'll freeze it actually, and then I can use it another time. I'm just going to take a little bit of this and add that to that pan with water. And then once you've done that, so you only want, I'm going to put a little bit in, freeze this one. You want half of a quarter pint, 1/8 of a pint of stock, so you don't want an awful lot. Now my kettle has just boiled recently. My wonderful husband made me a cup of tea. So I'm just going to pour some water in here. I'm not going to measure it because the type of chap I am. I'm going to stir that in until I've got enough to make a sauce, a smooth sauce. Very good. And then relight the gas. And then bring that to the boil and let it cook. Now it says it only takes a few minutes for the chicken to cook, but I think it will take slightly longer than that. But that is all there is to it. Now that's a very easy, quick curry. Okay, it's not a very traditional curry. I'm sure you can make a much nicer one if you spent hours grinding your spices and doing all of that. But sometimes you just want something for supper, and I think this is quite a good thing to do. I'm going to taste it. Very nice. It has no curry powder in it, obviously, but it's lovely. It's really nice. It's quite hot. If it's too hot for you, obviously you could put less of the red type paste in. We like it quite hot, and you can serve it. You can put some more yogurt in to cool it down, actually, which might be a good thing to do. But there it is. That is all there is to it. I'm now going to put the lid on that for a little while until the chicken is done. I've turned it right down. I'm going to put the lid on the pan. Comme ça. That's all there is to it. Now, how quick and easy was that? I thought it was brilliant. So a really quick curry. If you've got one of those packets of rice which takes 2 minutes in the microwave, you've got to sup it in about, I don't know how long I've been doing this, but no more than 10, 15 minutes at the most. just the preparation. Now it's sitting in the pan cooking while I'm chatting to you. So it's really, really easy. As I say, not traditional, oh, you know, come for a curry and I've been cooking all day. But if you want a quick supper, I think this is it. Okay. And it does use up all those ingredients for you. No, it doesn't use your coconut milk up, but it's used to cut Thai curry paste. Use your peanut butter. All you're left with is coriander. Or when you serve it, you're supposed to chop some more of your coriander leaves and sprinkle them over to make it aesthetically pleasing, which I may or may not bother to do because I'm feeling a bit tired. I think I'll probably be sitting with my feet up having a gin, not chopping coriander leaves, but that's what you could do. So enjoy.